Welcome back. If it has joined us watching the news at 10, broadcasting live on Channels Television from Lagos and Abuja. Here are the stories making our headlines this hour. APC and PDP lawmakers in a showdown over House leadership. Speaker Aminu Tambuwal condemns action of members. Kinsmen of Governor Chibuike Amechi take to the streets of Port Harcourt, accuse him of high-handedness. The president appoints Bamanga Tukur chairman of Nigeria Railway Corporation. And South Sudan's President Salva Kiir tackles the United Nations. Remember, you can get details on all our top stories, including what's going on in Davos, on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. But to get us on the move, then you must visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have a picture or if you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures and videos. Protesters in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, held a public demonstration this morning, causing massive traffic gridlock along the busy Aba Road. The demonstrators, who refer to themselves as the Ikwere People's Assembly, carried placards and chanted slogans accusing the state governor, Chibuike Amechi, of high-handedness and deliberate provocation of law enforcement officers.
A crowd of protesters out in the streets converged at the GRA Junction, a strategic point on the ever-busy Aba Road in Port Harcourt. The result is a massive traffic gridlock, as vehicles plying the route are forced to a standstill. Somehow, the passengers who are on their way to work and various businesses have to disembark and walk the rest of the way. Waving placards that convey the message of their protest, the chanting crowd voice out its disapproval of their governor's approach to leadership. One after the other, leaders of the Ikwere People's Assembly take on their kinsman, and their common focus is the governor's alleged high-handedness.
What you can see here is a call by the people of Ikwere ethnic nationalism that they no longer have confidence in him. He has failed to accommodate the Ikwere people. He has failed the entire River State. And River State is on fire for all the deceit. When a leader begins to act like an activist, every day you hold the microphone and you cite your people against the government at the center, then your people will tell you that charity begins at home. When you tell Nigerians to rise up and ask what is happening with the SS crude account, Rivers people, and indeed Ikwere people, the governor's primary constituency have come out on the road today to ask His Excellency the Governor what has happened to over 2 trillion of naira that has agreed to the state.
The stupidity that is happening in Rivers State must stop. The governor of the state does not have any right to present to a police service commission where to post a commissioner of police or not to a commissioner of police. Because today he cannot use police as government talk. He used to say that police is government talk. We should all use police as government talk. Now that the Commissioner Mbu have refused to be used as a talk, he is now protesting. He's crying foul.
But the governor's chief of staff, who also happens to be from the same ethnic stock with the protesters, dismisses the demonstration as a misguided orchestration of Governor Amechi's opponents.
Those who you saw out there on the field are sworn enemies since the governor of River State. But my happiness is that virtually all of them, I've heard quite a lot of them who spoke to the press today, were made at one point or the other by the governor.
Why has this assembly not been broken up by the police, who are standing by and keeping watch on the activities?
The rally you are talking about, they officially notified the Commissioner of Police of their intention to conduct the rally today in Port Harcourt. The Commissioner of Police received the notification since last week. And after assessment of the situation, he reasonably believed that the rally will be conducted hitch-free. He gave them go-ahead, as well directed for the deployment of policemen for the protection.
Having had their say, the crowd disperses and the traffic begins to flow again. We now wait to see where the next mass action in Rivers State will erupt from.
The 2015 general elections may be over a year away, but the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is not leaving anything to chance in preparations ahead of the exercise. To this end, the Commission has gathered its key officers in Kaduna for a retreat to brainstorm on how every one of them will contribute towards a hitch-free poll. Addressing the opening session, INEC Chairman Professor Tahiru Jega said the Commission has forwarded a proposal for the amendment of the 2010 Electoral Act to the National Assembly for consideration.
In recent times, INEC has come under severe criticism as a result of its poor handling of the Anambra governorship election held last year. And to prevent that from happening again come 2015, it has put together this meeting for its commissioners and state resident electoral officers to draw up a template for the elections of 2015. In his address, the chairman of INEC, Professor Tahiru Jega, says one of the things needed to conduct a credible election in 2015 is an amendment of the 2010 Electoral Act to give INEC the legal backing for certain changes.
We have reviewed the existing Electoral Act since 2011 general elections, and we have made recommendations to the National Assembly on the need to make certain necessary amendments that can improve the legal framework for the election.
Professor Jega also uses the occasion to remind officers of the Commission of the enormity of the task ahead and says the only way out is for them to rededicate themselves to helping INEC to do better before, during, as well as after the 2015 elections.
I must remind all of us that all eyes are on us. Both our friends, our partners, concerned citizens, and indeed even adversaries have their eyes on us. We therefore must increase our vigilance, we must increase our commitment, and we must strengthen harmony and good working relationships at all levels in order to be able to achieve the desired results.
Preparations, plans, and challenges towards 2015 general elections are some of the words that resonated through the chairman's address. This he sees as important for all of them to key into for INEC to get the electoral process right come 2015 and beyond.
Well, President Goodluck Jonathan today arrived in Davos, Costa, Switzerland with the Nigerian delegation to attend this year's World Economic Forum. The event is attracting over 40 heads of government and more than 2,500 participants. The theme of the summit is the reshaping of the world, consequences for society, politics and business. Well, our business correspondent Harriet Agbinya has been in Davos for a while now. She's been keeping tabs on last-minute preparations for the start of meetings tomorrow. Hello, Harriet.
Well, hello, Amarachi. And as you already said, the President arrived at Davos Clusters, Switzerland this evening for the 44th World Economic Forum annual meeting. And he arrived with key members of the economic management team from the public and private sector, as well as the Nigerian Economics Summit Group. Now, the first session to focus on Africa at this year's World Economic Forum meeting will have the President as one of the discussants and will focus on actions needed to ensure that the currently positive economic growth trends in Africa endure and yield greater benefits for all stakeholders in the well-being and development of the continent. Now, this is in line with the President's ongoing moves to actually boost the economy through various programs and initiatives to actually encourage inclusive growth. Now, he's expected to meet with financiers and industrialists to further promote Nigeria's immense economic potentials with a view to attracting more employment, generating investments to the country. Although I mentioned it earlier, the Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, who is also the co-chair, one of the co-chairs at this World Economic Forum annual meeting, is also going to be on that panel. They'll be discussing Africa's next billion. So it is quite significant that Nigeria is here, because more and more now it seems that foreign investors are beginning to look at Nigeria as a safe haven, even though it is an emerging market. But yes, there are prospects for us.
Well, thanks a lot, Harriet. We trust that you will be keeping us informed on the latest meetings and the decisions that will be taken, as well as President Goodluck Jonathan's speech at the World Economic Forum, which begins tomorrow. Our correspondent Harriet Agbinye has been on the ground in Davos, monitoring what's been going on as the world prepares for the World Economic Forum. President Goodluck Jonathan will be there to address the forum. But when the News at 10 returns, more on the Davos Forum on Business News. Do join us again.